folks, and welcome to my channel. So it's Thursday again. Oh my God, time is flying, and there's many reasons why time is flying. We're getting older, and time flies when you get older. But yes, the time on this earth is being increased rapidly as we slip through dimensions, as we slip through timelines, as we go through our many battles that we're going through with many aspects of the energies of this planet, like the light and dark energies that are trying to balance. So there's a lot going on. Now I've got my little list here of things that we're going to read on during this video. I'm going to look at the dimming of the sun. I'm going to look at the blackouts. I'm going to look at the new Canadian PM. I'm going to look at the US economy, and apparently it's shrinked to its lowest, allegedly. And then, if we've got time, we're going to look at Bonnie Blue. If you don't know who Bonnie Blue is, I'll explain when we get to that. So, the dimming of the sun. Scientists apparently are wanting to, if they've not already started doing it, dim the sun in relation to climate change, etc. So let's pull some cards. I've got 4 decks in front of me today. So show me the energy around dimming the sun. Dimming the sun. Show me the energy around dimming the sun. Woo, interesting. Right. I've got a few that's falling out there. We've got the Lovers in reverse. We've got the Devil. We've got all kinds of things. Okay. So the energy around it is quite ick. Dimming the sun, show me the energy around it. Dimming the sun, show me the intention and the energy. Show me the intention and the energy. Show me the intention and the energy around dimming the sun. Dimming the sun. Show recording. Okay, so we've got 8 of Pentacles coming up in relation to dimming the sun. So yes, this is work that is being done and it's planned. I possibly wonder if it's already happening. I also feel as well here there's a need to control the sun. We know that the sun is one of the greatest healers on this earth, as well as the forests, the oceans, the fields, fresh air. There's a need here to have control over the sun. This morning when I was getting ready, I was reminded of different ancient civilizations that we had when we realized that we could have control over the stars, the moon, the sun, and it was misused. So let's hope not. We've got 6 of Pentacles at the bottom to have a certain amount of power over something. Let's keep pulling. Betrayal in reverse, releasing the old. Now, we know that science has been used for many great things, but science has also been used for many questionable things. Anything can be misused. This is going to be part of the cycle of releasing this control that certain people have. It's about releasing the betrayal. And this is interesting because I got this download when I was tuning into it this week, okay? And it was that, yes, it's not big, it's not funny, and it's definitely not clever what they're doing, but it's something that we're purging in relation to controlling Mother Gaia, okay, Mother Earth. And we're having to release that. Many things are coming up to the surface at this time, many ways of being, of living, of experiencing that we're having to go through, sadly, in order to purge them. It's like, say, if you eat a bad kebab or a bad piece of chicken, it's in your system, it's bad, it's poisonous. Your body can't just go, let's just send light and watch it transmute. Your body has to vomit it out or shit it out. So basically, we're having to do the same with this. We're having to purge this frequency that wants to have control over things like that. Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is something that's not clarified. It's not a wise move. I feel as well it's not going to get all the backing that it needs. It's not going to get all the financial backing that it needs, possibly. Lack of emotion here. It's also showing a lack of connection to Mother Earth. Let's just have some tea. So we've got a lack of connection to Mother Earth. That's interesting. Knight of Wands in reverse. Now, Knight of Wands is a fiery knight. He's a real go-getter. He's a real doer. He's full of fire. His horse has fire. He even has fire coming off of his plume. Um, the pyramids as well. I was talking about ancient ways of doing magic, and when we had the pyramids back in the ancient times, that's what we did. This is some this is a little bit of trickery, effery going on, and there's gonna possibly be some kickbacks from this if they do start to play with things. Um, see what comes up. Yeah, it's not agreed with the ancient ones, either the ancient energies, magicians in reverse, warlocks. Releasing the trickery, releasing it. So my feeling is with this is it's not good, it's not clever, but we mustn't also look at Mother Gaia as a victim here because she doesn't want to be seen as a victim. She can deal with this and she will deal with this, and Lord Sun will deal with this. I wonder if they'll cause more issues with the planet by doing this. Um, Victorious. There's a lot of people I'm feeling that want to be the first to do this at the minute. The first to bake a cake on moon. The first one to drive a Mercedes on Mars. The first one, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make light of it. The first one to do something. There's a lot of ego here. There's a lot of yeah. And as I've placed it on my desk, I've placed it there without realizing it. So there's a lot of ego, a lack of emotional insight. Um, Me, myself, and I. Judgment, releasing. There'll be things that goes on with this that we won't get to hear about. I'm hearing the reason why there are so many climate disasters at the minute is not because of Mother Earth or because of what we've already got. It's because of how we're treating her. Also, as well, she's having to transmute so much right now. It's unreal. If you think about the earth and the battles, the blood, the curses that have been placed on her, all of it, the raping, the pillaging, all of it, she's having to clear it. And she's like us, so we can burn it off and sweat it. We can do it in the pain body. We can vomit it. There's also here a call for the real elders of the world to step up. Um, Overwhelm here, an Ace of Wands. Something new comes in from that. We'll see what comes from there. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, a burden. So I'm going to pull another deck. Does this succeed? Does the hiding of the sun succeed? Does the hiding of the sun succeed? Does the hiding of the sun succeed? Well, the Gaia will have her word. No. Three of Pentacles in reverse. She will not let it happen. I think as well, this is tied into the divine feminine healing that's going on and the rise in divine feminine and, the suppression of the earth because she's the feminine. The suppression of women, the suppression of the feminine is only going to make her rise more. It's only going to make people turn to the earth more. So, at a higher level, in some cases, we have to possibly go through this to learn to value the sun, to value the moon, to value the stars, to value the earth, the rivers, all the four elements, etc. Um, I'm also hearing that many men that are in these areas um, think they know it all. They think they know it all. They do, scientifically, but energetically, they're in for a great big shock. Ooh, what am I doing here? Yes, they'll be stopped in their tracks. The Knight of Swords in reverse. Again, we've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. We had that earlier, so that's a clarification. That's the fiery knight. Yeah, he's stopped in his tracks. This is people using their power in the wrong ways. Yeah, it's stopped in its tracks. Release and betrayal. It's the same similar message coming through, trying to suppress the feminine. Oh, you're going to try and suppress us, are you, darling? Not on your Nelly. Something else comes from it. So I wouldn't worry about that. Um, I think one of the things I'm feeling for many people that are on a healing path at the minute or an ascension path is we're having to hold a lot of space for a lot of purging of ourselves, because we're all purging, and a lot of purging for others, and a lot of purging for the global stage. And that can be really exhausting when you can see these old patterns, you know, playing out. I'm also feeling as well, some of the people involved in this actually do have true powers. They have wizardry powers and they're misusing them. They're not really stepping into how they should be using them. Um, Interesting. So, a card for the earth, a card for the sun and the earth and humanity. A card for the sun, the earth, and humanity at this time. Prosperity. So, prosperity and gratitude, having gratitude for what we have. I feel as well we shouldn't think too much about it and obsess over it and go into fear, because the more that we go into fear about it, the worse it gets. And a lot of people are having a bit of self-fulfilling prophecy at the minute. The elite this, the elite that, the elite the other, the elite are doing this, and they're really causing chaos by, it's almost like they're just as bad as the elite by actually even saying it. And it's like, okay, something else is coming up to be cleared. Something else is coming up to be seen. Okay, it's just playing out. It's playing out. It's burn. It needs to burn itself out. So we're going to move on to blackouts now. Tick that. So blackouts. Many places in the world are having blackouts. Electrical blackouts for short periods of time, long periods of time. Let's tune into the energy of blackouts. When I was tuning into it last night, one of the things I was shown was that, right, I mean, at the time of filming this, energetically, we are going through so much. In fact, I'm surprised we're not all blacking out. And we may experience that where humans may have periods of collapsing. I'm not trying to scare, but sometimes people can feel faint with the Schumann, etc., or just knocked out, exhausted. Electrical equipment, electrical wires, electrical services are going to experience issues with the new energies. So, with geostorms, Schumann, increased energies that even the scientists can't realize what's happening. Um, Yes, there could be an element of it also where people are playing. It could be a type of warfare that could be used, blacking out certain places when certain information is needing to come to the surface. But one of the things that's going to happen, and it's already happened, and I've seen it in Spain, is when the blackouts happen, many people are going to turn to the old ways. So they're going to put down the tablet, they're going to put down the phone, they're going to pick up the book, they're going to talk. So and I'm seeing the blackouts of old where we didn't have all this tech, and it's going to bring about a better way of living. Remember the pandemic? Yes, many people went into crisis with the pandemic. They were meant to. It was part of the awakening. But many people also changed their lives. They walked away from toxic marriages, toxic businesses, toxic relationships, toxic jobs. There's so many stories from the pandemic of real change that happened. And there's also going to be stories about the blackouts, because when the world is dimmed, you only have to go inside, a bit like the pandemic. But let's pull some cards on it. What deck should we use? Let's do this. Let's do this one. So the blackouts, the blackouts. Show me the blackouts. The energy around the blackouts. The card that sprung up in my deck. Page of Coins. Trying to take us back to a simpler time. We're becoming too reliant on tech. And I'm aware I'm too reliant on tech. I mean, come on. We all are. Even people that claim they're not are reliant on tech. The moon. So we do have some illusion going on. Also, as well, the moon affecting the planets affecting it. The Queen of Coins at the bottom. So you can call that the Mother Earth energy. Two of Wands, manifestation. King of Swords. The Devil. Ten of Cups, the New Earth energy and community and coming together. 3, 4, 5, 6. Wheel of Fortune. This too shall pass. And the Hermit. So I feel from this, there's a bit of both going on. Like I said, right at the beginning of this reading, tech is going to struggle with a lot of the Shum and all of the new energies that are coming in. There's also an element here of possible some type of warfare, some type of control going on. Again, it's not something to go into fear. Please don't watch this type of content and go into fear because we've got to be better than that. When the world gives you lemons, make lemonade, and that's what I'm feeling. There are going to be times of going inward. In order to deal with a lot of what is coming in the world, it's going to require depth. It's going to require the Hermit card to come in, spiritual thinking, unity conscious thinking, as this devilish energy attempts to clear itself, yes, attempts to rebalance itself. This is also going to bring in the energy of community and simplicity. And in some for some of it, we've not experienced blackouts yet. Well, in my part of the world, in my part in Lincolnshire, I don't think. But it's going to bring in a connection. It's going to bring in a connection. Um, there's going to be a new way of using energy and feeling in the future. It's a very powerful electrical source that's very unlike anything we've used before. It's going to be a certain selective number of people that manifest this, create this, and bring it to the earth. These people that find this source of energy are not going to be like the people that we've got now that have got the energy. It's not going to be money orientated. It's not going to be power orientated. It's going to be earth based. There is going to be some of the people that we are aware of now that will be funding it. So it's going to be a balance, but the core people will be of the light. Not sure what that is because that ain't my field. I'm also feeling as well that certain parts of the world will be going into blackouts for longer periods of time. For some people, it'll be a couple of hours. For some people, it could be days. So this is also going to, make us aware of being prepared. Again, not running out and buying 20 packs of toilet roll and going into fear and greed, but being prepared. Um, Let me do some of the oracle cards for the blackouts. Blackouts. Transformation. So it's about transformation. Spirit guardian of winter, retreat. So it's like a winter energy. Retreating. So when you get a blackout, rather than going into the whole fear energy of pulling your hair out and oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, watching lots of news that isn't helpful, or social media that's really not helpful, that just perpetuates this cycle of fear. It's about retreat, going into the hermit energy. Yeah. Transformation and courage. We're going to need to have courage. We're going to need to have courage going through all of these transformations. We're going to have to be brave as well. I put a post on. I've actually got a group now, a Facebook group that is private, um, called Heart Centered Ascension. And I talked this morning about self accountability, and we're having to be brave. A lot of the healing work we're doing now is requiring us to be really brave. It's not for the faint-hearted. And this stuff that we're going through now and going to continue to go through is not going to be for the faint-hearted. It's about going into your heart space with all of it, even the really tricky stuff that we're going to be coming across. And yes, fire spirit, new energy coming in. This is the birthing of a new form of energy. And is it tied in also to the rising divine feminine energy? The new ways of being, the new ways of living. Stability, earth spirit. The earth will sustain us. She will support us. There is nothing to fear. Yeah. And playfulness, elves. So going into playfulness and not fear. And generosity, the abundant earth. Um, and I think that's all I've got to say really about blackouts. Okay. So let's tick that off then. Blackout. So Canadian PM Mark Carney. Let's have a look at him. I have looked at him before on our other channel, CT and GT Tarot. The link for that is below. If you want regular content like this content, then go over there. There's also Pick a Card, and CT Roll Tarot is back on there. So Mark Carney. Show me Mark Carney. He's the new Prime Minister of Canada. Carney. Okay, so interesting. At the bottom, we've got the Emperor in reverse. So he doesn't feel like a leader to me. This is someone that's been placed there for a reason. Something else is leading through him. I mean, you'd think he's just newly elected, so it should be that. I mean, even our current PM got that when he came in. Even King Charles gets that. But nothing against those two people, by the way. I'm joking. But this gentleman here has got the Emperor in reverse. Okay. So the Magician upright. I know nothing about Canadian politics, but this is a person that's been placed there, put there, paid to go there. Ace of Wands in reverse. Very little power. More destruction than power, and more destruction than power. Um, Part of the old guard that needs to be released. The closing down of something. If I remember rightly, that video that I did on CTGT Tarot, I said something about him being distracted emotionally or absent emotionally. Justice and balance. But by him being in power, it's going to bring about a balance. Be that a balance for the country, for the world, for all of it. You may not like him, you may not agree with his policies, you may not understand why, but for some reason, him being where he is is bringing in a balance of some sort, a clearing that allows something fresh to come in. The Page of Cups allows a more dreamy energy to come in. Maybe again he's part of the purge, purging off this old patriarchal energy. Um, we seem to have a lot of it going on. And the family, the happiness, working through emotions. You know, we're in times now of alchemization. So when the world gives you something, alchemize it, and many of us are doing it. And we're not doing it via straight out magic. We're doing it by the way we conduct ourselves and the way we live. We're not going out shouting our mouths off online. We're not going out shouting our mouths off in community. We're walking the talk. And many people at the minute are walking the talk, and actually growing through these times rather than sinking back into energies that no longer serve us, the past, healing the past. King of Pentacles in reverse is not a strong leader by any stretch of the imagination. King of Swords, quite a cold person. He's got all his kings. Has he got all the kings? He's got three of his kings. All three of his kings, apart from the cups that's not come out yet, are in reverse. So he ain't in charge. Oh, that made me jump. Thank you for that. Just doing live. He ain't in charge. Something else is in charge. Thank you for that. He has got his King of Cups. I mean, look at this, right? He's got all of his kings in reverse. He's got his Emperor, he's got his King of Pentacle, King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Cups. Bang, 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 bang. He ain't a real leader. But allow it to play out and allow something else to come in. It's having to burn itself out. I know it's really uncomfortable, but it's having to burn itself out. And you either choose to think the world is a deep, dark, dangerous place and we're effed, or you choose to see the highest perspective. It's up to us in any given moment. Um, what kind of a leader will he be? We kind of know that already, don't we? Lover's in reverse, so he's not a holistic healer. He's not a healer of love. Very callous, cold. I mean, those kings all reversed. I mean, King of Pentacle is lack of abundance. He's not stable. He's not secure. King of Swords in reverse can be toxic and argumentative and cold. King of Cups can be lack of empathy and lack of heart-centered consciousness. King of Wands can be a little weakling, or he can be a fiery mouthy bar steward. Do you know what I mean? So he's got all of those in reverse. Let's have some tea. What a shit show at times. This old toxic patriarchal energy needs to burn itself out. So the future for the Canadian people, let's move away from him because he ain't interesting. Um, the future for the Canadian people, the future for the Canadian people, future for the Canadian people. And 10 as I'm doing the future for the Canadian people. So the future for the Canadian people. You ready? Okay, emotional fulfillment. Okay, so this is where we're going to. This is where we're heading to emotional fulfillment. So rather than focusing on the darkness of this government, focus on your emotional health and well-being. If you spend time thinking about the deep, dark state of things, it will drag you down. This is about stepping into heart-centered consciousness and getting your emotions balanced so that you can step into your Ten of Cups energy. This isn't about taking your bat and ball home. It's not about closing down. It's actually about opening up. The universe is giving the Canadian people something here to grow, to learn from. Also, as well, the need to come back as a community here and to come back to each other. And you could say this about the rest of the world at this time. You're having to place your burdens down. And again, a bit like, was it the Blackouts or the Sun read that we did? This is about having to be brave. and not go into this scrappy, snappy energy that can be out there at this minute. It doesn't help you. Doesn't help us at all. When we go into that, it just holds us back. In fact, we can sink even lower. So many people are feeling right now in Canada, meh. Okay, they're feeling unvictorious. They're feeling powerless. And that's just a burden that you need to release. You know, you're treading a fine line like many countries in the world right now. And the Two of Pentacles is about, straddling two worlds. The world you're in and the world you want to get to, or the old and the new, however you want to look at it. But it's the infinity sign and it's out of balance. So needing to get back into balance as much as you can. And we do this by well-being, looking after our mind, heart, body, soul, spirit, physical body, mental health. The need to do that, to allow the waves to come in that are choppy, but allow those waves to clear. If you think about the sea, sometimes it's choppy, sometimes it's still, but it's never always the same. And this is about bringing yourselves into balance and bringing yourselves back into alignment and closing down. That's how you can close down this chapter. I genuinely believe that the leader of a country represents where the vast majority of its people are. Even if that's good people that have a little bit of that shadow, that when we start being better, we will get better leaders. At the minute, we're being shown how low we have sunk and how far we need to rise back up, all of us. Queen of Swords, to step out of vitriol, to step out of using the sword in the wrong way. Okay, we need to clear that. You're getting Queen of Cups as well in reverse. You need to step back into your heart space. Queen of Swords when she's in reverse is toxic. Queen of Cups when she's in reverse is cold or emotional nightmare. Drama Queen. Page of Swords creating chaos. Queen of Wands in you're getting he's this is weird. He got all the kings in reverse, and the people of Canada are getting all the queens in reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse. A choice point coming in. The moon, the illusion. So you've sunk as low as you can sink in order to rise back up. You're in a huge purging cycle. A huge purging cycle. If you think about North America and the energies of the land, the ancient land that was there, this is about coming back to that and purging this old modern day energy that's there that needs to go in order to bring something else in. And that's about working together in harmony. And then you step forward with time and patience and due diligence to form something else, to form something much more grounded. At the minute, your star is in reverse because nothing feels clear. The waters feel murky. Learning from the past and going into gentleness with each other and community. Clearing up. You've got all your queens in reverse. Weird that. He got all the kings in reverse and the people. Again, that's the divine feminine. You're needing to step into your divine feminine energy. It's bizarre. Stop feeling sorry for yourselves. Releasing that energy. Releasing the energy of victimhood. I mean, this part of the reading could be for every country in the world. Coming back to balance. Releasing the old imbalances. Finding a way to celebrate your community and your country again. Releasing the old power structures. And then you have your great reset. Claire. Not that great reset, but the actual reset, the spiritual reset that's coming in. Strength. Okay? So it's a cycle that you're in. So thank him for the teacher that he is, that you're able to release that. Thank him. Say thank you for showing up so we can release this old energy and then go forward. You've got your aces in reverse as well. And we'll stop here because that's where you're heading. You know, when I said right at the beginning of your section of the reading, this is about getting all your emotions into alignment so you can step into this. This card is when you have got all your emotions into alignment and you can celebrate. And you stepping out of doom and gloom and poor me. So honestly, Canada, that's the answer. Mwah. And you could use that for every country in the world right now. So Canadian people, a message for the Canadian people at this time. Sanctuary. So Mystic Meadows and Sanctuary. And playfulness, the elves. So going into sanctuary, thinking before you speak, thinking before you just sick it up, emotional intelligence, balance, and coming back into your heart space is what's going to help you. And that is how you step into your true power. The energy of the dragons coming in to help, and new beginnings are here. And I'm aware that I'm doing this reading on Beltane. Purification, you're going through a purification cycle. And this is about transmutation, rising from the ashes like the phoenix that you are. We'll do one more card. Going with flow, meandering pathway. Being happy at the fact that you don't know all the answers and just keeping going. You do you. Okay? So, where are we now? So, blackouts tick, Canada tick, US economy. We'll go into another deck. Yeah, do another deck. US economy. So, show me the energy of the US economy. I'm being shown many businesses need to collapse, and these are big high-end businesses. They need to go. So this is a higher level. This is part of some businesses collapsing. When I say that, I know that smaller businesses will go, but I also know that there's some big ones that need to go. Show me the energy of the US economy right now. Show me the energy of the US. Ooh, US economy right now. Show me the energy of the US economy. Okay, so we've got King of Pentacles in reverse. So that's telling me that many things. Bad decisions in relation to money, wrong decisions, instability. When he's upright, he's stable, he's successful, he's dependable. You can trust him. When he's in reverse, you can't. He doesn't show up for you. He's not good with money. He's erratic. Oh God, who are you talking about? This can represent the leader of the country. It can represent his party. It can represent the financial crisis thing that's going on. So yeah, it's King of Pentacles in reverse, which ain't good. We've got the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. We've got the Empress upright. So work needed to do to change this. I'm seeing like a cog that like grinds. It's not being oiled, and I can actually hear the sound of it, and it's like ground to a halt. Knight of Swords in reverse. So erratic decisions, erratic behavior. Four of Cups in reverse. Three of Wands. This has been created. Temperance and balance. Restrictions. And Two of Pentacles. So it's let me see what comes off the Two of Pentacles. A choice is going to need to be made. There's some distraction here away from the financial markets, distraction into other areas. Somebody doesn't want people to really see the state of things. Let me do a clarifier for that King of Pentacles. Ooh, card nearly jumped out at me then. King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Transition. Okay. A transition. The wish. Why would he wish, or it wish, for this? Keep pulling. Victory in reverse. Could this be the downfall of Trump or his party? Cleaning up that's going to be needed and something new coming from it. Page of Cups in reverse. I'm feeling with this, it's not just one simple answer. There's layers of stuff here that America is going to have to work through. It's not going to be something that's going to be just cleared like that. There's a lot for America and Canada to work through. A lot of big stuff for them to work through. A lot of challenging stuff for them to work through. Show me the financial markets of the world, Show me the financial markets of the world. Ace of Cups, which is good, which is love. They will grow. Death and rebirth in reverse. Releasing the old. The family in reverse. The burden, releasing the burden. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And the King of Wands upright. And unity consciousness, the wish. So there's a lot going on there. The problem is we've got many people at the minute making decisions from a lack of heart-centered consciousness, making decisions, erratic decisions. We've got people manifesting their own downfall. So there's an energy out there at the minute, and it's with many people have literally been their own worst enemy. I am seeing a lot of emergency talks in relation to the whole financial state of the world. A lot of emergency talks. Feeling is I'm also seeing. I've always felt this about Trump, that he's not as savior energy as people want to believe he is. And that somehow this goes into, like the wanting a world government type thing. There's, like I said, there's many different stages. It's just very erratic, and none of it makes sense. But it does make sense if you kind of think that or see that he crashes America and something else has to step in. But again, don't fear it. Everything's got to collapse. Out of this will come growth with the Ace of Pentacles. Let's step out of that energy and go into the future. The future. The future. The future of the world in relation to leadership. Oops. Right, okay. So, Queen of Wands in reverse, a big great halt comes in. A persecution of the feminine energy, an overwhelming. It's going to take time to sort out. It's not just going to be a quick fix. The light is going to have to step in big time. The Hierophant, spiritual teaching, High Priestess energy, flow, and intuition. Two of Wands, which is manifestation. Three of Cups in reverse. There's this constant suppression of women, of the divine feminine. Knight of Wands in reverse. People are going to struggle. There are going to be people that financially struggle in this. And I will say at this point, it's so important that you watch what you say going through this. Stop stepping into things like, I can't afford this, or it's them and us energy. Being very careful of how you use your words going through this. Going into frugal, lack of abundance energy and mindsets will bring about your own chaos, if that makes sense. So we're gonna have to rise with this. Um, can't afford that energy has to go. Okay. I'm not talking about going out and blasting on the credit cards. I'm talking about, oh, we're always poor in this family. No matter what I do, I can't get money. I'm always, paying Pete, taking from Peter to pay Paul and all of that kind of shit. We're going to have to step out of that energy. And again, it's like all of these sections that we've read on. It's about rising up, death and rebirth in reverse. Um, Going forward. Lots of talks, communication, Ace of Wands, a new way to come in. The Tower, clearing all the old debris, and justice and balance. So there is a lot this planet has to clear. There is a lot of darkness, corruption, dense energy, and it's going to have to clear it. And like our bodies are going through clearing, and it gets to a point where you've just got to allow yourself to go through the feels and just to go through the process. The world is going through that process too. It looks ugly at times, it looks scary, but ultimately it's having to rebalance itself. Okay. Um, but have hope, unity consciousness, and step into your heart at all time. Playfulness. We keep getting that card, don't we? Playfulness and leadership. The new leadership. This whole cycle of leadership that we've got is having to show its hands now to burn itself out so people can get over it. Manifesting dreams, real new earth leaders, and growth coming in. The divine feminine, the divine masculine. Retreat, again, a time of going inward, healing the inner world. Before we can even start on the external world, the inner world has to be healed and transformed. So we've got the card of transformation. We've got the card of stability. As this physical world crumbles, the old 3D matrix, a new earth is coming into place. Do remember that. Do remember that. And many people are stepping onto it and have firmly stepped onto it. Success is yours for the taking, and having the courage. We keep getting the courage card because we're going to have courage. Um, I think it was an Instagram video and a TikTok video I did this week or last week where I said, during these times, it's going to be really important that we're not part of the group that are running around in fear. Okay, that we're not running around in fear. That we've got to build a new life. Stop focusing on the dark, stop focusing on the underbelly, start focusing on higher timelines. Timelines are collapsing at a very quick rate right now. So this could have actually been a lot worse. I said to you ages ago, didn't I, in other videos, my guide said to me, the pandemic, had it have happened 10, 15, 20 years ago, would have got a lot worse and a lot out of control. Yeah. Um, but because it's happening in these certain frequencies, it was able to be cleared. Yes, you will still get people that are still walking around, yeah, and you will still get people that are still in that energy, yes. But the vast majority of people have alchemized it and moved forward. So, and it's going to be the same with all of this. We're going to be going through many things very, very quick, and we're just going to have to be patient. So, blackouts done. I'm tempted. Blackout's done. That was just a blackout. Maybe that's going to be connected to a blackout. The economy. US economy has shrunk. That's done. Am I going to go on to Bonnie Blue? Or am I going to pull some cards on the whole Sycamore Gap thing that I've found very strange from the start? Sycamore Gap, because that symbolized so much. I know it's in court at the minute, and apparently, well, I've seen it. They filmed it as they were chopping it, and That to me, that whole Sycamore Gap thing symboled so much of what is out there right now trying to destroy the good on whatever level you're at, whether you're rich and powerful or whatever, that there is this frequency right now that wants to go out and cause destruction and pain. So let's pull some cards on that. Let's pull some cards on that and film it and gloat in it and revel in it. Yeah, and cause chaos. But they're blocking them. Whatever this frequency is wanting to block the ascension. It's wanting to block the healing journey. It's wanting to scare people. It's wanting to get people into separation. Um, it's about closing down the cycles. I think I did a video, or I did do a video on this. It's still on my yeah, it's on Claire Thackeray channel, and I talked about the fact that that tree actually wanted to transition at that time. And I'm a little bit of a kickback from that. But actually, trees are only here for a certain amount of time. Yes, it wasn't a good transition, but that tree at that moment chose to symbolize a lot. But the energy of that tree will go into other things. So it also as well, it represents the closing down of cycles, the hanged man in reverse, the blocks that we're seeing, the new energy that wants to come in, the new divine feminine, the high priestess energy, the hierophant, King of Cups in reverse, coldness, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Temperance in reverse. It's exactly what I've said, Two of Swords in reverse. It's the old energy. But I'm also drawn to the energy around. I've never been there physically. I would like to. There's something there with the land. I know nothing. Anyone live in Northeast? Let me know in the comments. There's something about that land. Um, was Roman, wasn't it? That's quite malevolent. And it's an energy where you can either step into light or you can step into dark. I was saying to Gary, and this is an example of what we need to be careful of saying, and we're all guilty of this. They called it Sycamore Gap. And I said to Gary last night, they should have never called that Sycamore Gap because Sycamore Gap, I know it was a gap. It's like it sinks in, doesn't it? And then there was a sycamore tree growing in it. But the word Sycamore Gap was kind of manifesting that one day there would be the gap where the sycamore was. Um, Interesting. Three of Swords, heartbreak. That as well, that tree going was a portal for many people to release things in their heart. Right, let's go to Bonnie Blue before I get tired. So Bonnie Blue, my God, I'm going to get brutal in this bit because I don't care. So Bonnie Blue, in case you don't know, there's a range of women at the minute. Is it fans only or whatever? I don't know. But many of them are going onto line, especially Bonnie Blue, and they're doing the most vilest things you've seen. And this comes off the back of something I saw on TikTok. No, I don't follow her, and I wouldn't dream of neither. But it comes off the back of something that came up on my TikTok yesterday. I'm going to have to be very careful what I say and talk in a little bit of code. But one of the things she's done is she slept with 1,000 men all in one go. She takes great glee, great glee. She loves it. One of her latest videos is her gloating that she wakes up after these sessions and she loves to be covered in bruising and etc., which to me is quite sick. But the latest one is where she's on a bed. She's surrounded by many men with blue balaclavas on and glasses, blacked out glasses, and she's with a female that is supposedly innocent, yes? And in this video, she is trying to teach this innocent of what to expect in the bedroom. That, on so many levels, is disgusting. So we've got this rising up of the feminine energy, but we've also got women that are sinking into these. They're not even lower vibrational energies. It's demonic. It's dark. Um, and this stuff, I mean, I'm just clicking through it. I don't follow anything like that, but it comes up. This is about educating your sons and your daughters, your grandsons, your granddaughters, your everything to be better. Um, what is this about? Let's pull some cards on it. Let me grab that back. I'm feeling she is a represent, and many others as well. She is a representation of the female wounding in the underbelly. And I could talk about the bile a lot on my channel where we're healing and we get to the bile of a problem. The when you throw up and it's the bile, it's the bile of of, I don't want to say the divine feminine, of the female wound that sacrificed herself, that slept around, that's lost herself. It's somehow purging it. Let's have a look at what she's showing us. Bonnie Blue. The lack of strength that women have, or some women, all women in some respects. You know, women that have turned a blind eye to this type of stuff, women that turn a blind eye to what their husbands do, sons do, grandsons, fathers, women that are part of the problem, that go out and have affairs, that go out and cause this chaos, right? She's experiencing that and showing us that, the lack of strength, the lack of connection, anxiety, serious mental health issues within the female strand and the male strand for actually wanting to be even part of that, because that ain't normal neither. Um, Releasing the restrictions. I'm being shown a street and it's all got tidy gardens and it's all these little tidy little housewives that is possibly like, back in the day when everything was kept really tidy or it was shoved under the carpet. And I'm being shown that these situations that we're seeing in our world, be it Bonnie Blue or be it other women that are doing it, is an absolute, it's like it's coming out. All this stuff that's been shoved under the carpet is coming out to be seen. It's an example of how low the female race has slipped for it to rise back up. So people like myself scrolling through it, if you come across it, don't go into why have I come across this? Sit with it and go, how can I grow from this? How can I become a better human being, a better woman, and how can I teach my other girls how to be better women, how to and my sons as well, men and women, not just teaching your daughters, teaching your sons. So releasing those restrictions. Um, Ace of Cups, loving ourselves, looking after ourselves. Page of Wands in reverse. These old ways of being for women, whether you're accepting of this behavior, don't want to look at this behavior, part of this behavior. We're all part of it, to be honest. It's about that needing to go. Um, she's showing us how far we've sunk and that we need to rise with the lovers. Healthy, wholesome intimacy, healthy, wholesome relationships. And that what is missing in your life where you think that that is normal, whether you're her, another female, or a male, what is missing? What is missing in society that we have a group of people that think that is normal? Again, it's the old Adam and Eve thing, isn't it? Now, I really don't um, go by all of that kind of stuff. I think the story's out there, but but the temptation. What poisoned apple are we biting into in every one moment of our life? Because it's almost like the accumulation here of poisoned apples that have been bitten into has created these really dark, toxic environments in our world. And that's about breaking through it with the Ace of Swords. In the old patriarchal energy, but the old matriarchal energy as well. Um, the devil energy. We're being shown how low we have sunk as women and as men so that we can grow something else. Again, it's one of these situations in our world where we've got to step into higher consciousness, we've got to step into our heart, and we've got to try and build a better world. So when we see that, rather than sat down watching it all day or gossiping about it all day or treating it as the car crash that it is, we have to go out there and build a better world for ourselves, for our girls and our boys. And actually be examples of what it really is to step into your divine feminine and masculine, and to trust that the true feminine energy is coming back on grid. And that's possibly also why you're seeing this, because women can be hosts for the dark as well, with this. Women can be hosts for it. Many women saw the witches and the wise women burnt at the stake and turned a blind eye to it. And so women can be just as bad as men, don't be fooled. But this is trusting that this new, powerful, real sexual energy, real loving energy is coming back on grid. And the expansion is happening. And generosity. Okay. I just have to do that on my, oops. Why is it doing that? Just wait a minute for me. I have to do something on my. If you go live for a long time, you have to do a little jigsaw piece. Anyway, bent my eyes, did that, having to stare at a camera like that. And Joy coming back. Oh, how long have we been on this video? Joy. One more card. We'll have two then, shall we? Flexibility and leadership, stepping into your true power. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. There is a playlist on my YouTube channel, Claire Thackeray, which is world and global news and events. So please feel free to, if you've enjoyed this, you're new to my channel, and you want to go work your way through it, feel free. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Thursday if you just watch this content, or in the next YouTube video. Thanks for watching. Love to all, and I will see you soon. Bye.